guys, you want to see the very worst idea ever for a robot in disguise? Well, that is this one right here. One of the G1 mini-bots, who you may be familiar with, but some of you may not. So I'll give him, by way of introduction, Cosmos. So before we talk more about his alt mode, let's talk more about him. Cosmos was, well, he had G1 mini-bot, and one of the more odd ones, let's say. He wasn't actually a car, he was more like, well, power glide or sea spray, whereas they were like little tiny airplanes or little tiny boats or something, but whereas they were actually useful things, and things that would not stick out in the light of day, Cosmos, he had a bit of a different idea. But Cosmos was actually featured in the television, and as far as I know, in the comics as well. He actually had a few good actual real roles in the TV show, and but only for a very short while. For some reason, though, after the movie, he basically just disappeared off the face of the earth, and as far as I know, he never appeared again. So this is one character that, well, he's probably never going to see the light of day in any other place, so to get him would be to own him. And when I say own him, I mean all of him. This is all there is of Cosmos, to my knowledge. Maybe you guys know that there is some other version of Cosmos out there, but this is it. So let's take a look at this guy. So let's look at this little tubby little guy. He was quite the little fatso in the TV show, and it's only expected for him to be a bit rotund in the toy as well. So you got basically no articulation. One thing is, though, that he does move his arms a little bit, so that's neat, right? I mean, not like just in and out like that, which is kind of awkward. But, you know, it's a mini-bot, so you can't do anything. Now, one annoying thing I'm sure you've noticed is that his head seems to pop in and out real easily, and that's the most annoying thing about this guy. But that's only because he's used and old and everything, so I guess you can give him a break. But if he was brand new, I'm sure it wouldn't happen quite as much, but as it is, just the slightest touch will make his head go all the way in again. And it's a shame, too, because it's not really much of a face mold to speak of, really. I mean, Cosmos's face, guess it kind of looks like his face. I mean, I can't really tell. In the light, it looks a little pink, but it's actually really bright red. And, well, I guess I can make out eyes. Is that what that is? I'm not sure. I think so. But that's it. I mean, I've tried pulling it out more. That's his head. That's all there is to it. But anyway, now one funny little thing is, well, there's a rub sign for one thing. And, unfortunately for the Autobots, he's an Autobot. And one thing, though, is for sure that one thing is kind of funny is that he's got little wheels on the bottom of his, feet, I guess. Which is going to be used in his alt mode as well, but I thought it was funny that they kept it in the robot mode too, so he just kind of rolls around like that robot from Lost in Space. It's, yeah. This doesn't really look like an Autobot. It's funny how in person you don't really get the idea of a transformer from this thing. It looks more like an old sci-fi toy from like the 50s. Or like a prototype robot or something. I don't know. It just looks kind of odd. It just doesn't look natural. Now, as far as size comparison goes, he's also very small for a mini-bot as well, as it turns out. Because here, next to Outback, who towers over him, surprisingly, he's actually quite short. I mean, he's very small, even for a mini-bot. And here next to Cindershore, who is a Decepticon, he's about the same height. Cindershore's got a bit of a height advantage over him too, and he's also quite much bigger as well. And then even next to Laserbeak, he's kind of small as well. I mean, Laserbeak's shorter, but width-wise, he's taller. So it's he's a little guy, very small, not much to him either. No weapons, no accessories or anything, just him. So, but he is certainly a colorful little guy, and for some reason I never understood why. In the television show, he had like a Spanish accent for some reason. Is it because he's green and yellow and a little bit of red? Because I think those are the national colors of Mexico. I'm not sure. Or maybe it's because his alt mode is from New Mexico, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. So, well, talking about alt mode, let's take a look. So, first of all though, Prime asks everyone to go out and find an alt mode for themselves. Then Cosmos comes back to the headquarters and shows Prime what he got. Okay, if Cosmos was still alive after Prime saw that, what the heck is this? It's an alien spaceship. I mean, it's just like the one from Roswell, New Mexico. What? Why? Why? What purpose on Earth does this serve? I mean, sure, you can fly in outer space, but so can Omega Supreme. I mean, okay, I guess you could argue that he's like a satellite or something, but why didn't he just scan a satellite? And for that matter, what did he scan to get this? I mean, did he actually meet the Roswell spaceship and say, that looks like a good disguise, because, you know, it's buried in the earth and nowhere else on Earth is there anything like it. This is probably the most hilarious Transformer I've ever seen. I dare you to find something even more hilarious than this. But in all fairness, this is actually quite a cute little alt mode. It's a perfect flying saucer, and it rolls because of all the wheels under here. So it just, which not very well now because the wheels are a bit rusty, and I'm not even sure it rolled well at all. But that's all it does. We got the rub sign on the front, and that's basically it. So that's G1 Cosmos. And I know I sound like I'm bashing on him a lot, but I really don't mean it, because I gotta say, I really do love the little guy. He's one of my favorite mini-bots, to be truthful. And I can't really say why, it's just I feel a little sorry for him, because he must be really retarded, or he's just so cute and round. I mean, look at him. And he's a little spaceship. I mean, that's cool. Once you get around the fact that he's supposed to be in disguise. But, so yeah, I really do like him. He's actually one of my favorite mini-bots. And I actually can recommend him to you, because he's a G1, and if you like G1, then you gotta like this guy, because he's a novelty of G1. One of the weird things that G1 gave us early on too. Only in like the second year of its production did this guy come about. So I definitely say get Cosmos. He definitely. If you like mini-bots, get him. If you like G1, get him. And if you just want a little strange little novelty that I've never seen before and probably never will, then I definitely say get Cosmos. And the question of the week is, if you can find anything that is more ridiculous than this, that is a Transformer, then I say put it down in the comments and let me know. I'm Creature Drunk Guy, this is Cosmos, and I'll see you later.